Welcome to a special edition of the Transformation Perspective. This is breaking news, just kind of at the top of the hour, that President Biden has stepped down from the Democratic reelection bid for 2024. So we've kind of now have this open convention. Biden did endorse Vice President Kamala Harris. So you'd think that would be their lead candidate to replace Biden on the Democratic ticket. But let's go through some quick names of who could potentially replace Biden there. There are some deadlines for nominations. I know the convention is not until the middle of August, but there are some state deadlines that you have to have paperwork filed to get on the ballot. So it is really, really crunch time right now to figure out probably the next 2 weeks who could potentially be the nominee. So, like I mentioned, Vice President Harris has been endorsed by Biden. So that is definitely the top leading candidate going in. Some other names to be thrown out there is the governor from Michigan, Governor Whitmer. Very young as well as Vice President Harris, who is also young. So that's a nice change for the Democratic Party of having a little more youth on their side, going up against former President Trump, as well as J.D. Vance being the VP pick for Trump. So we have a trying to compete against youth potentially movement would be good for the Democrats. Another name that's been thrown out there constantly is California Governor Newsom. So this would be also relatively a young pick. Anything going below what Biden's age is good. Transportation Secretary Buttigieg, I'm sorry if I slaughtered that name, ran in 2020. Definitely a young individual as well. Would be more of the diversity aspect for America, definitely part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Another name that has come up is Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro, another young upcoming Democrat that you've got. So there's a variety of different names that are out there, but ultimately the Democrats need a message right now for where to go, because they don't have a plan. It is kind of very chaotic, and now they have to organize things kind of in this 11th hour moment, sports analogy here, and the final 2 minutes of the drive, just like, oh my gosh, our starting quarterback is down, so now we got to put in who. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be moved around and figured out in a short period of time. But ultimately, the Democrats need someone who is young, to kind of move forward, whether it's to serve 8 years out, maybe some of the transitional aspects, someone who's young because we're going to hop in here so quickly. But definitely we want someone young in there. We know where the conservatives are moving. They are on the track of this MAGA movement. I heard on one of my podcasts that I listened to that interviewing people from the RNC convention that they would love to see that Trump go after his political opponents and have some kind of Nuremberg trial like Nazi Germany. That's a little scary to see potentially happening. If we have Americans who think that's how far we should go, that's probably a concern for all Americans, not just a select few political opponents. So that's just one of the crazy things that are out there. So what do we need to do? Democrats need to get organized. They need to nominate someone who's youthful, that can be a voice for the young generations. Get the young out. I constantly hear like, I'm not motivated to vote in this election. It's a repeat of 2020. I don't want to vote. I don't like either candidates. Well, here's the chance. It is no longer a showdown repeat of 2020. It's a brand new game. Even interviewing people at the RNC, they say like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter if Biden leaves. This is game over. Trump has got this one in the bag. Like they say, it isn't over until it's over. And that would be when all the votes are counted on November 5th. So there is still time to organize. It's just a matter of getting the right candidate nominated And then there's still plenty of time to campaign. I think that's a huge advantage for whoever's coming in. That less time being known. And I think America is so tired of this political polarization and how long our election periods are. It's almost like a fresh thing coming in August. And you literally have September and October, 2 months for this person to gain support from the Democrats. That's kind of exciting. Like, we have not seen that in a very long time. Elections literally start like January 1st of the next year, and we have a 2-year campaign building into the next election of 2026. And then once again, January 1st of 2027, we go into the presidential election. So it's kind of a nice, fresh idea coming in here. But now I think, like I mentioned in my episode 2, Democrats need to nominate a fresh face. Maybe someone that's not well known. Yeah, it's always, oh, we need someone experienced. Someone who has charisma that can match Trump's charisma. The Republicans seem to be very united around Trump's energy level and charisma that he can bring. And that's kind of what the Democrats need to do too. They need someone who has charisma, has that energy, and kind of be honest, someone who's not that well known, that has 2 months to gain all this center of attention. It's going to draw all the media attention on them and not Trump. That goes against Trump's strategy of gobbling up as much media time as possible. So that's the approach that needs to be done. And I think the Democrats have that advantage in here. And I think that's miscalculation by the conservatives, not understanding. It's like, this is going to take away from Trump's media time. As long as this person, whoever gets nominated, does not focus on the fact that we live in a fear campaign, and they focus on community and they actually put a plan for it. Like I mentioned in my episode 2, things that I would do if I was getting this nomination now, I would definitely focus on parental leave, because that is huge. Like, we need to be, everyone wants to be pro-life. That's pro-life and pro-choice. That is parental leave for everybody for 2 years for parents is huge. Universal child care. That takes away that, misbalance of pro-life, pro-choice argument. It's very much sticking it to this abortion idea and this big divide that we've got in this country along that. It's pro-family, huge pro-family aspects. And just like focus on education, focus on the young, focus on the basic needs that Americans need. Yeah, immigration's a big thing. Maybe we need to revamp our immigration system that we've got. That might help. I don't know. Take a long, hard look. But if we start with just simple, basic things that people need: clean water, a place to live, because we need shelter, and we need food. Look at our food system that we've got. Make it accessible. Turn our lawns into gardens. Teach that skill again. Why are we mowing lawns all the time? Have everyone garden. Have a sense of community. These are just some ideas. And like I said in episode 2, I'm more than happy to take on that nominee position if someone comes a calling, right? I'm more than happy to be that young, charismatic, energetic person who wants to now fill that spot for the Democratic nomination. So as we add President Biden withdrawal, it's kind of an open convention, but they literally have like 2 weeks to get that nomination in. So this has been a special report of the Transformation Perspective. I'll see you Friday for episode 3. Thanks for watching.